to see. But let's get into more head coaching talk before we jump into Alvin Kamara talk. But let's see. After last night, so we talked about Mike McDaniel, but also was hired. Let's see. The Vikings hired Kevin O'Connell, so offensive coordinator for the Rams, and also the Jaguars have hired Doug Pederson, so former Philadelphia Eagles coach, and the Texans have hired Lovie Smith, former Illinois, former Bears, former Buccaneers coach. So, do you have any thoughts on any of those hires?
It's really cool to see Lovie Smith hired. I'm really excited for that one.
I'm excited for him to get another chance. It is kind of weird that he's getting his third head coaching job in the NFL. Although he did do well with the Bears, and it was weird that they let him go after a 10-6 season. But in Tampa Bay, he was not very good. Again, that was a few years. That was like, I don't know, 5, 7, 8, 9 years ago. So when Tampa Bay wasn't very good. So I know that didn't go well. And then, of course, we all know, at least I know, it did not go very well at the University of Illinois. Again, Illinois isn't really a big powerhouse, so it was the coach before him did not leave it very well. So, I don't know. I see. I think I love seeing Lovie Smith. I think Kevin O'Connell, of course, coming from Sean McVay's coaching staff. I'm sure he'll be good. But I'm really interested to see how Doug Pederson does. I didn't think Doug Pederson was awful in Philadelphia. I think we talked about it. I think he got let go because of some owner and him having problems or GM. I don't know what all really happened in Philadelphia, but I'm interested to see. I think it's a solid hire. They couldn't get it done with Leftwich. Leftwich wanted Adrian Wilson, which is in the Cardinals front office, to be their GM. He didn't want to work with the guy that's there now, but the ownership decided to keep the GM they have now, and so he withdrew his name. So they went with Doug Pederson. So, but before Mike McDaniel and Lovie Smith, everyone that was hired again with the Flores suing stuff, it was all Caucasian coaches getting hired. Mike McDaniel is biracial. I don't know what the right terminology is, but he got hired, and then of course Lovie Smith, which is African American, he did get hired. I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping the Texans would just hire Brian Flores, but the thing is, they did like Josh McCown, but the problem with Josh McCown is he still has not coached in the NFL. And yes, you could say, as a backup QB, he's kind of coached for the last like 10 years of his life, but he hasn't coached in the NFL. So, like, if the Texans would have hired him, and it's reported that they very much like Josh McCown and they think he's going to be a very good head coach one day, but they didn't want to deal with the backlash of hiring a guy that has zero coaching experience. Only coaching experience he has is coaching high school football. So I get it. I think they should hire him as part of like either offense coordinator or QB coach.
We got
So
to
we'll
start
see.
somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to start somewhere. So we'll see. So let's see. Jumping into before we jump into Alvin, the Commanders